Hello, everybody. Good early afternoon. It is 12:34 here in Marietta, Georgia. 50 degrees outside. I look out the window, I see blue skies, but my computer tells me it's mostly cloudy out there. Yeah, looks like there's a bit of a disconnect between the computer and me. I did get a new light. Well, it's a light we've had around for a while. As you can see, it like kind of affects the way I look on there. Um, I don't know. I'm always trying to fiddle around with the lights, try to sort of hack myself, things like that. So I have no idea what I'm going to be working on. I came to a realization, especially in my current job, we have like a lot of projects and like sort of I don't know, my boss and kind of a person who guides me, a bit of a mentor. Um, he's he is just like fantastic at just changing context. Just like he'll just switch context. Sometimes we'll be talking about a project that we haven't worked on in like 4 months, and he'll just come right up to speed on it. And so that's something I'm trying to work on. And I think I've noticed that he has a bunch of little like schemes that he employs to come up to speed. Um, and so I think most people at this point in time kind of have to come up with their own little schemes. So I think the scheme that I came up on with is to go into my chat GPT and then do sort of a look at here and see I have this Saturday say hello. So this is my conversations that I was having for say hello. So that is the first part. So I know I'm working on the say hello project. Um, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill this. Sometimes you have to kill it, sometimes you don't. It just really depends. I don't know. Like you'll get a version of maybe Visual Studio Code where, like normally um, if you change projects, it will kill whatever processes you have running, and so they're cleared up, and your port becomes available again. But sometimes, every once in a while, you'll get a brand new Visual Studio Code, and it won't shut everything down. So when you try to change projects, the port is already taken. So then you come here, but see if you go and you look here, you see that it doesn't have anything. So port recent, and so I know we're working on say hello. My secondary thing is to know that like flashcard becomes the flashcard was I must have worked on Sunday more recently than say hello. So say hello, this project, now I'm coming up to speed, is a project that is going to allow me to say to put different um, regions, localities in, and then you could try to say whatever the phrase is in that local reality, hello, and then the browser will tell you whether you said it, whether it recognizes it. Said it correctly is probably overstating things, but whether you updated it properly. Now, one key component that I never really thought about is I do have like a folder system, and in my folder system, I generally have the last one. So this is the seventh video in this series. Um, and I could tell because my folder, my last video was named 006 Say Hello FTP distribution. So that's another little clue to help me come up to speed is apparently last time I was working on the FTP distribution. Now, and the other thing that is pretty crazy here is um, I don't have any commits. I don't, if you look in here, I don't have any changes. So I back to a very fresh call, call and then say hello FTP distribution. And this is DreamHost hosting and deployment. So I'm not exactly sure at this point. So let's go look in the package.json. And so we have here. Okay, so I don't have any. And see, this is another very common thing is that um, doesn't look like I actually have a say hello um, um, website yet. So I was sort of like uh, combining my flashcard experience because I'm pretty sure in flashcard I've got the application working. So let's go look at what we were talking about it because it's weird. Okay, so two options. Okay, so it looks like I'm just so in flashcard I think I'm already here, but I think that uh in say hello I'm not. So I even think in flashcard I have the if I remember correctly, I think I even have the GitHub Git.io one up to so I think I want to create two options in AngularJS. So maybe we should go to the very top of this. Well, and I think another thing that helps a lot is if I go to GitHub itself. Okay, we'll go to say hello, and then we'll go to our issues. So right now we only have two issues, and one of them is the setup is number 9, set up the GitHub IO deployment, and the other one was to set up the DreamHost. So we have four closed ones. What are those? Okay, so this was a Cypress thing. This was just getting the regular thing. Great. Okay, so we haven't done anything with deployments yet. So this will be our first deployment. Now, why? Why do I? So routing is going to be huge in this application. Basically, the way that Angular will know what locality and what language you want to speak is based on the route. So it'll be like the name of the URL, domain, the whatever folder it's in, slash the name of the locality, and then the name of the language, or maybe the other way. Maybe it'll be the language locality. I guess language, then locality. Um, and so that's how, and if you type in any one, even if you type in any combination, it will attempt to let you at least say it. Maybe I don't know, maybe I haven't captured the actual, like it won't be able to do the matching, but it'll let you try to talk into it. Um, and that, and it'll set the locality and all that to whatever. So if you say like French, France, so FR, it'll be like, oh, okay, this is French France, or maybe it's English France. So, it'll be like, okay, this is the English that they speak in France, and then it'll, like that. Um, but so because of that, it is very tricky. There's like a lot of things that can go wrong when you're using the path like that. And the thing is they tend to all the complexity of it all sort of comes down all at one time on you and with different issues. And I would actually this is one set of complexities that I would like to just sort of get squared away so that when we hit the next set of complexities, um, at least this part of it's done. um, and it's just like because when I did the um, media, which I do use that the voice API media thing. Um, I use that literally every day at work. It's so cool to build a tool that you end up using all the time. But when I did that, it became an absolute freaking nightmare with routing. Uh, I just ran into all kinds of problems. So, but I want my this application to be able to work in at least two places. I would love it if it just worked everywhere because like with a regular web application, not Angular web application, you can typically just set them up to work. You just push it out. Unfortunately, that if you're going to use routing, that's not quite true. It's close, but not quite true. You wouldn't be able to just drop this into anywhere. You would have to build it out specifically for a place. But so here's where I got started, and I told it that I wanted to say hello, say hello. And so it gave me it gave me a thing to like kind of update my Angular base. So basically to change everything so that like this first solution that ChatGPT was crap, and in my opinion, because the it like wants to change for Angular JSON. It wanted the basically what it was doing is, well, maybe not. Okay, so yeah, it wanted me to update my base configuration for production to say hello, but that's not what I want because I will also want one for GitHub. And I guess I probably didn't give it that information. So it tried to change it. It gave me the simplest answer, assuming that that's the only place it would ever be. And then I think I had to tell it, oh, yeah, that's great, but yeah. So then I explained, that changes things. And so it's like in both cases, and so then it said, hey, maybe you should do it in the build. And it was like, okay, that's good. But um, I'd remembered that in the thing that I did for flashcards, I had two options in Angular JSON, like I could, so that it could be configured in this Angular JSON. And it was like, oh, okay, so this is how you're going to want to do this. So then in here, um, we're going to want two different ones. We're going to want like a GitHub, and here is angular.json. And then we're going to want one for say hello. But right now, we're only working on say hello. We're not working on the GitHub one. Um, but we want something along these lines. We want to add that. So basically, we have production, which is already in here. So if we look in here in our say hello UI, and then we look at our angular.json. And again, I want to take a step back. Like literally less than 10 minutes ago, I was deeply invested in how services inject to each other. So that ability to sort of change, completely change context and start working on something else is critical to being a modern software developer. Now, it may not be critical to being a modern software developer in a year or in 5 years, but today, at least for everything I've seen, it has become critical. All right, so we're looking for prod production configurations. So this is the configurations node. Oh, and here's our productions node. And we want to just add a whole new one. So right now it came with, we use this little thing here in Visual Studio. We can close production and we can close. So it comes with two. I didn't add these, right? So it comes with a production one and a development one. And so what ChatGPT offered was to tweak the production one. But like I said, I don't want that because I want that. So say hello, and then come over here and see, did I take the leading? Okay, I took the following comma. So this is actually kind of a weird little skill too, like figuring out how to paste things. Now, my version doesn't like this extract vendor chunks, and it doesn't like build optimizer. When I pasted it, okay, so here's where we started. So the first thing to do, I know it's weird because you kind of want to just hop in and start figuring out what's going on with like extract CSS equals true and that, but really the first thing you want to do is get this damn positioning right. The positioning doesn't matter to the computer, but it does. So I feel like that error is not is it'd be interesting to ask why this. Okay, so in my angular.json, the IDE is complaining about a few of the attributes. Um, for my, did I do that right? I don't think that's right. Okay, I screwed that up because I don't think that should be say hello. I think that should be. Okay, so we have our production. Oh, I guess it is. I feel like that should be I like email. That's weird. But anyways, yeah, I feel like that's a bit confusing. But anyways, for my say hello in my say hello node, um, for example says, did I copy that? Control V? Oh, uh, it has an error for ah was removed years ago. This is not allowed anymore. Remove, or just delete it. Okay, and then so I guess it's like probably always happens now or something. I don't know. All right, what about vendor chunk? Same for vendor chunk. Removed. Okay. Okay, and then and then modern options are no longer valid. These were optimized. Now the CLI manages them automatically. So I guess you can still manage those, but you would have to do it in the command itself. All right, and then there's one more build optimizer. And this is just a good example of like how ChatGPT can in fact put you down the wrong wrong path. I mean, like, and you just have to like really think through things when you're dealing with any kind of large language, no matter what you're trying to do. Okay, so okay, okay, so okay, since we accidentally added a few options that were no longer or necessary, um, are there any new ones should add? Uh, there are a few modern intentional additions worth considering okay, so recommended budgets. I don't understand. Like for me, I've never seen budgets be something that we want. I've seen it a lot of times, like be a problem, and then you just delete it. I didn't even realize it was optional. Like you could just get rid of it. So they're saying it's arguably more important. So if we were to look down at this one, see we have this budgets thing. I don't care about that. Objects, output path. So apparently output path is like a way for us to have it instead of just be in dist browser, like we can have it go into its own path. I don't see any reason for that. Deploy URL. I think that is no. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So it's only add this if assets are served from a different path or CDN. That's actually very. I'm happy that we ran across this. Service worker. Okay, I don't want service records. PWA. That has been one of those weird things. Like every time I worked at a place and they started mentioning PWA, things are about to get bad for developers. Um, so I don't know. I don't even know what that is. I've never heard anyone be able to explain it in a way. All right, so cool. All right, so now, so I added, so I updated my angular.json for deployment purposes. What is next? So we could go, and we might end up. Uh, okay. Okay, so here's where we want to do like um, build, say hello. I feel like I like email would be better. Okay, so and see like all this stuff now we've okay. Okay, I like this. So build locally, FTP upload. Okay, yeah. So we're not ready for any of that stuff. We will need to do that as part of this effort. I don't think I'll get that done today. Okay, so since the other one um, should be named GitHub, which seems like a good idea to me. Um, shouldn't shouldn't this one be called question mark? Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and change this instead of say hello to be I like email. And these things are just so important because like it's easy to like to think that the say hello is for the base href, but I believe the say hello for our GitHub will also be, I mean, our base href will also be say hello, I think. Maybe not. Actually, no, it'll be, I don't know what it'll be. I can't remember. Um, that's interesting. They want you to put the, oh, GitHub. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it will be different. It'll be the name of the repo will be the base, not say hello. So basically and I don't think it exists yet, but if we go to www.ilike, and I will take a second to say, like, if you have an issue, like you log in to Teams and you try to talk and you're unmuted, but nobody can hear you, I have found that if you come over here to this thing and then you click this, hello, that you and this worked, it works on Teams every single time. And if it doesn't work, then you probably have a problem. Say hello. I don't think we have anything there yet. That's weird. Oh, wrong one. Say, oh, maybe we do have something there. Oh, we do have that built out. All right. So basically, we want a FTP. Oh, that, yeah. So, yeah, last time I set up the FTP to here. So now we're going to want to, yeah, once we build this, we'll want to FTP it here and get that working. But there is, like it mentioned, a couple other issues. Um, like we're gonna have to set up an HT access file, which is basically, well, actually, I don't think we need to set up an HT access file at this point. Actually, I don't want to do that. That is for the future. That is for like when I'm changing the routes and then someone might directly go to that route and I want my Apache server to direct it back to where the actual code is. So we won't be doing that now. I want to do that when the time comes. Um, but yeah, we might we might do this today. I don't know. Okay, so we changed this to ilikeemail.com. So I think the next step is to set this up. I don't really like the colon be there, but I am starting to do that just because it just seems to constantly be how everyone does things. And I'm not like I don't mind if it doesn't hurt anything and it's sort of a new standard kind of presents itself. I'm usually happy to move over um, as long as it's good. And and obviously I'm the one who decides if it's good or not, right? So this is our build I like email. So we're gonna say npm. Oh, nope, we got to go. So this is a bit of a new thing as I started building out these projects like this. Npm run build. Do, 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 do. So what we're hoping is that when I look in this dist, you know what? I think the Frisbee might be at 2. It's 1 o'clock now, so my son usually gets here an hour early. Oh, yeah, sounds like. Let's see. This is what we're hoping to see. It looks like it was already doing that. So, right, understand? This is interesting. So this Salo, I don't know, maybe we manually changed it last time. So anyways, yes. Or maybe I had already built it. Maybe it was still doing some other thing. I do not know what's going on. But it looks like, oh, and it is different now because, oh no, our href is, so it didn't do what we wanted. Oh, because I just did a build, but I don't want to do a build. I want to do a build colon, I like email. Uh-oh, npm run. Did I save this? Am I in the right folder here? Am I build I like email? Let's try this. Okay, prod does not exist. So it's upset. Let's look back in here. We're looking in here. And it's saying that It says I don't even have one of these things. A prod retail. And I don't think I'm even. So it's saying that it wants to look in here in source, and it wants to find a folder called environments, and I don't even have a folder called environments. So I don't think I want this one at all. Is this the right one? So now I'm trying to figure out, okay, am I in the right thing? And see, the other ones don't have this thing. So see, perfect example where, like, if you don't know what you're doing, ChatGPT will screw you up. So let me do that. What's up, Rod? All right, so that worked. So yeah, so twice in two different circumstances, going through this process using ChatGPT gave me really bad advice. Like in general, I got this done faster, I think, because I used ChatGPT. So in my hands, this was it was a very valuable tool. But like if you're just vibe coding, like I'm just vibe coding, I don't know what I'm doing, and I just wrote some vibe code and I'm a genius now. Like no, you're gonna screw yourself. It's gonna give you really bad advice, and that bad advice will probably be at a very low level, and and it's literally going to be trying to find the pieces. It doesn't always break like this in such a way that it's obvious that it broke, and the pieces um, that are broken will take. It's like trying to find a needle in a stack of needles. So, anyways, yeah, it looks like it built it out. Next week, I guess, if I remember. Um, let's see. I don't know how I'm going to remember. So I'm going to create a new chat. Okay, so and I'm going to name it Saturday dash say hello. Say hello. And then I'm just going to say, okay, so able to build my Angular application. Let's look at this. Yep, see we have our base href. I don't know what before we had I think I must have manually changed it to work. Application and now the index. Oh, looks good. Looks good. But I still need to upload it. But I'm out of time. Time. So I am going to do it next Saturday. So I've never done something like this before. This is a new progression. And all right, so now I want this to say Saturday. Say hello. Rename. Oh, yeah. I guess I should put the date in it. 2026 01/17. And there we go. And yeah, see y'all next Saturday on this one. See you tomorrow for continuing to figure out the best the working architecture for being able to share functionality across two services that need to inject each other. Happy coding, everybody. Bye.